Hi everyone, Angela again. How are you all? I've just been back at work for a couple of weeks now, and well, back into the rut of things, back at work, into the routines. I've been putting up 2 videos a week now, and I just want to say to you, thank you so much for all your kind words of encouragement, support, ideas. I really appreciate it more than you guys know. Um, I've had the most phenomenal comments from people and met some wonderful ladies like yourself. So thank you all so very much. I do appreciate it. Well, I'm going to stay on the recycling thing for today. I wanted to talk to you, or show you, should I say, about another idea that I've had using acetate. Now, acetate, as you know, well, let me grab it. I think I've hidden it underneath here. When I say that, it's the film, the clear film that you get in packaging. So, for example, these kinds of pieces of packaging with the windows, they call them windows. So I'm going to use some of that stuff because that's not recyclable. That goes into landfill, and I thought that we could make some interesting things with that. So this is what I came up with. If you have a look there without the light of the camera glaring at you, I've made a tuck spot here. Let me take out these envelopes, and a bit of a shaker. Sorry, don't want to make you dizzy. With buttons and beads, pieces of little paper, and some butterflies as well. There's one at the bottom there. And that I've used as a tuck spot. And I thought that would be a bit of a different idea. I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then what I did was I've just put 2 pieces of ephemera that I've stuck in here, just handmade envelopes. And I thought that looked really sweet as a page layout. So if you want to know how I do that, come and get your cup of coffee or tea, relax, put the legs up and watch me do this quickly. I just thought I'd mention, I never had any at the time, but another idea of items you could put in there could be seed beads, cupped sequins or sequins, anything that goes, that lies pretty flat and could go in there would look really effective, I think. All right, so let's go and have a look. I'm going to show you how to make this acetate tuck spot today. I do want to ask you guys all a question, if you would be so kind as to leave me an answer in the comments, is what is a good time for you to actually watch the videos? I do understand that obviously people live all over the world, but I'm trying to get to a happy medium. At the moment, I've got it set for 7 o'clock GMT, so that's because I'm in the UK. But tell me wherever you are, if you're in America, give me your time, and then I can work that out and see what suits everybody best. I'm not really sure that the time I have it is what suits everybody best. All right, so that will be fabulous. And if you want me to show you a tutorial at some point about how to make envelopes, like some of these I've made here and others I do, well, if you could leave a comment on that as well, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to it. Right. So I'll just put that to the side. And as I said to you, you can either gather pieces of packaging like this, or if you have scraps of acetate sheets, you could do the same with that as well. So that would work either way. So what I will do is I'm going to use the scrap of acetate rather than cut these out, because I've got another plan for these as well. So keep saving those window envelopes, listen to me, the window packaging bits, because we can do some other things with those as well. Right, so what you'll need is some acetate. Hopefully you can see it. It's shiny, so that'll show up. But that's all right, because you're going to need a Sharpie pen. I'm going to use black because it's the only color I have. If I had brown, I probably would use brown. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You will need your sewing machine here, unless you, I think it could be quite difficult to hand stitch through this plasticky sheet, and a ruler, I think, as well. So that's about all you're going to need. Let me get my clear one because I think the metal will shine into the light. I'm doing this today in the night, so I don't normally record videos in the evening, but I'm using my overhead light. I hope you don't get too many shadows. Right, so let's just put the ruler aside for the minute, and I want to show you. I cut out a template for a mason jar. Now I really winged this with my hand. I'm going to show you how I got to this as best I can, and this is where you'll need the pencil. So all I did was I folded a piece of paper in half like that, and then I just sort of went from the edge, and I'm just doing this freehand. I have sort of made a bit of a outline here. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I thought if I fold it in half, it's going to give me symmetrical sides at least. So we're just going to use this as a guide on a piece of board, and I'll show you how I did that in a seckie. Oh yeah, I was saying to you about being back at work. You know, I do say that of being back at work, but I do want to say I don't dislike work, other than it takes from my crafting time. I am fortunate enough to teach special needs children, teenagers, 16 to 19 years old, and they are very rewarding, believe it or not. Right, I think that looks all right. If I take the other one, which I did a better job of because I took a little bit more time with it, so let's just use this. I'm putting this on cardboard because it'll be easier to work with, because of being thicker. And then I just traced around like this onto the cardboard. So I'm not going to cut this out because I have pretty much done that. And then I'm going to show you, put all these aside, put it over there. And then what I did was, if you have a look carefully, I sort of drew first with pencil, and then yeah, it is with pencil, so I could rubber. I sort of etched it from something I saw on Pinterest or one of these other mason jar things, just to give it some dimension, if that's the word, you know, a 3D effect or 2D effect, whatever it's called. So that's really what I've got, and this now is on quite a firm cardstock, and I'm able to draw around my Sharpie with this now, so that's why I've done that. All right, so yeah, so now what I'm going to do is we need to just first of all see what the size of, I hope you can see that, this is. Now we'll need a little bit of space to glue down, and it doesn't matter if it's too wide on the side for the moment. I would suggest that we cut that from the off. Just make sure it's straightish. Line it up here. I'm not sure if you can see that other than the reflection, so probably you can. And then I'm going to just draw a line there with my Sharpie so that I can cut a straight line straight across. We will trim this as we go when we've stitched. So there we go. Yeah, I do work with lovely teenagers. They are funny at times. We have our moments. But I teach them English and maths. And we do have a few laughs, that is for sure. I wonder if I turn this over, if that will be better. I'm just gauging because of the size of this. Yeah, that will be fine. So we do have a couple of laughs. I do enjoy it, and it's very rewarding to be able to help somebody who struggles with learning because of a barrier of some sort, whether that be a learning problem. Confidence is often a problem, and that's usually because of some kind of a barrier. But it's so nice to be able to see somebody pass a course that they've read, like English or maths, that they've been struggling with, and they come to you and say, I passed my exam. I tell you, it is a very lovely feeling, and I get just as excited as they do. So yeah, I'm extremely fortunate. But it is difficult when you love something else as well, like crafting, because you know, I would love to be a person that crafts 24, well, not 20, you know, all full time. I can't afford to, obviously. I've got to pay the bills, but I'd like to do it half time and still have my job, because it is so rewarding. Now all I'm doing, ladies, is I'm just tracing around my template here, as you can see, and it's not perfect, so don't worry about perfect. That is going to be fine. Now I just want to copy over some of these sort of bits that I have. So this is the tricky part. Now don't rush it, just take your time. How far did I come around? Oh, let's draw this in first. There we go. And another one. There we go. Doesn't matter if you've got to go over it twice. You know, this is art. So we just do the best that we can. Just giving it a couple of dots there, look. And then the bottom here, if that goes there, I'm just sort of in my mind thinking about an oval, and then that would come around like that, and then like that. So I'm quite happy with that. That's looking all right. I might make that one a bit thicker just to join up there, and just to sort of make it look complete. So I'm happy with that. All right, so there we go. I've got my mason jar image. So if I take the back of this, you can see what I've done. Okay, so if I measure this in, you know, just as for a tuck spot size, the actual image is about 10 centimeters or 4 inches long, and yeah, it's about almost 6.5 centimeters or 2 3/4 inches. So that's really what it is. Now I would put that there after I've done everything, and I'll end up cutting off at the bottom there, but that doesn't matter at the moment. I'm going to cut another piece to make it a double layer, so that would work, and then we can deal with that what's left at the end. So what I did earlier when I was messing about, I took my little pegs, these little pegs. I mean, you could take anything, even paper clips, whatever you have, just to keep that in place while I get going with the sewing. Now what I'm going to do now is put this on the paper again. I want to stitch probably about here with a bit of a double stitch, and then I'm going to go as close as I can right round, not on the line but just next to it, and end about there. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm doing it with a sort of mustard color thread here. You can do whatever you want. You could do it with pink, blue, a color, brown, black, whatever you like. So let's have a go at that. I've got my wires in the way, sorry for bumping. Okay, so let's find the foot pedal without destroying the place. Okay, so I don't know how much you can see here. I think you can, but I'm going to start about there, hold the threads. I'm on straight stitching, and now I'm going to go a bit of a double stitch, and don't go too fast. Take off that peg there. Right, now we need to go pretty slow. I'm just doing this by hand so that I don't mess up the bend. Right, so let's go round again until I get to a bit of a straight. And take off that peg. There we go. And the last peg, because these are pretty. So I'm just following, and I'm just about 1/8 of an inch away from that line. I'm not going all the way. Right, so there we go. Let's have a look at what we have here. Okay, so if I show you again, you'll see how it looks now. Okay, so I've just sewn around there, and it's not perfect. It's just, you know, as close as you, and as neatly as you possibly can. I really could have taken a bit more time and gone a little bit closer, but I'm happy with that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to trim off just take off that black edge there, and then probably take off that much there, and I'm going to leave that amount there and a little bit off the top. So let's just trim that down quickly. Oops, just put that down there. Right, so these are together, so that will work better. And I'm just going to straighten that up really, so hopefully I've got that straight there. That looks about right. So just cut through those two. Okay, you don't want to do it too close to the jar because you want it to have a decent sort of area to hold your goodies in place, because it is a tuck spot, will be when we're done. Let's just straighten these up here. Oops, just make sure they are meeting up. So I'm just going to take a slither off this end, hold it firmly. Watch your fingers when you're doing this. This acetate's slippery. Right, now before I do the top bit, I'm just going to cut off these threads because I've made a double stitch there. They are not going to come undone in a hurry. Alright, so now I'm just going to take it just above that one over there. So if I just line that up on the board, I'm going to just take it about there, and that'll look nice and straight as well. So just do it slowly, don't rush. Okay, so let's have a look at that now. You can see what it looks like now. It's neater. Okay, so we've got our opening at the top there, and we're going to be able to put our goodies inside there now. So this is the exciting part. Right, now on this one I put in a couple of buttons. So I've got, trying to mix them up, I've got a couple of buttons in here. I'm going to take, these are like pearlized buttons, can you see those? I'm going to put in 2 of those, quite like those. I'm going to make this one pink, so I thought I'll have one of these. It's the pink version, love them, so cute. And then I don't think I need anything else there. I'll stick that one back in there. Sorry. Right, there we go. And then I'd gathered a couple of other bits and bobs from my other button stash, my other pink buttons. So I've just got a couple. I've got a really tiny two there. Look, and another, different shapes, different colors, a clear one, all sorts of things going on here. And then I'm going to add these three to it like that. So we're going to throw those into our little jar. So what I would suggest is get your bone fold or something. You can just hold this open like that. And then hopefully they're all going to fall in and not all over the table. One or two fell out. Right, in you go. Got it. And those, oh, is slippery. Right, I've got it like that. So we've got a couple in there now. And then what I did was initially I threw all the butterflies in so they could just jumble around. But in hindsight, I thought, no, I put one in and I wanted to stick these two down. So I actually stuck, I don't want to get it at an angle, those two down using some glue in my tweezers so I didn't get the glue all over everything. So I've just pulled out some butterflies. Now people ask me all the time, where do I get the butterflies from? I get them from all over the place. I get them from kits that I've bought from people from Etsy, like Artie Mays, Love Junk Journals, loads and loads of people, My Porch Prints, all of those people, Calico Collage. But I get them also from Pinterest, or any that I might have found on the royalty-free, copyright-free images as well. The forgotten what you call that site now, but there are lots of sites. If I can tell you, if you're wanting to find images that are in the public domain, a lady to watch who I watched and I highly recommend, I'll put her link down, is Susan Taylor Brown. She will tell you exactly how to go about with that. But because I've bought these from people, I can't go and put a printable out because it's not my property to do so. So I am sorry about that. Right, I think I'm going to stick those two down. I'm going to put that one in as a bit of a jumble, and then I think what I'll do is I will stick in these two butterflies quickly. And I've gone to get the tweezers from the bathroom. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue, not too much because I don't want it to ooze over. Come on. It's a new Fabri-Tac 3-in-1. Now I've got to grip it by its wing. And we need to be, it's a bit of a tricky job this, but I think it's worth it. So I've got this at an angle. I've got this there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that one down there, so we didn't touch anywhere other than that. So we've got one stuck down. Now I think I'd like the other one the other way, and maybe a little bit, don't know if I'm going to get it lower. We'll try. It might have to just go there. So let's just try that last one now. How's your new year been, going back to work or getting back into your new routines? And have you stuck to your resolutions, everybody, or those of you that have decided to set them? I'm trying my best to stick to my aspirations for the year. So far, so good. So we'll see how that goes. Right, where's the bone folder? Am I going to be able to do this? Right, I've got it. Oh, I need to do it this way by this wing. Get your finger in there, sort of puff it up a bit. Oh, yeah, it's all right now. Move it just a bit further down. Oh, we'll have to put it like like that. Oh my goodness. It was easier with the other one. Right, so there we go. We've got, it doesn't matter what it looks like there, although you can't actually see much. That's looking quite good at the moment. I don't want to, let me just have a look and see if you can see what I'm doing. I'm not finished yet. I've decided I'm going to put a few seed beads in there and see if that looks nice. So I've got my seed bead box here. And I'm going to just try and put a couple of those and those in there. Probably should have needed a teaspoon or something. What am I going to use to put these in there? This is going to be tricky. They're going to run off everything. What was I thinking? Okay, we might have to make a plan here. Right, let's see. This is going to be fun and games. Right, so let's just keep it open. I think grab the bone folder to do that. And twist it so that we are all right with that. So it's not going to close on me. Yeah, so let's do that. Right, and now I'm going to just pinch a few like that. So we'll put some of those in. And we'll put some of these in. Right, let's see how that looks now. Oh, that's coming along nicely, look. I quite like that. Let me show you with the paper again. Put that to the side before we have beads all over the place. Right, here we go. I'll keep it at an angle. It's coming along and looking really pretty with all these different beads and buttons and things and the butterflies. I quite like that. Okay, now that I'm sort of happy with what's in there, I thought what we should do is stitch across the top here, and I think I'll finish that off properly as well. You can go right round if you want, but it'll sort of take away from this. It's up to you. Should we do that? Okay, let's try that. I'll do this one right round, and except for this, yeah, all sides, and see how that looks. So let's try that first. Oh, sorry. Bang the camera. I'm going to start here so that the beads don't fall out. So let's do across the top. So again, back on the sewing machine. While I'm over here, I'm just going to go back and up. That was just a repair job. Oh, there we go. That's right. And straight down. Oops, almost done. It's looking good. I thought I'd stop quickly and just do a little bit of a zigzag in the middle, just to give it a bit of a different look, to look like an edge. And then we'll go back to our straight stitch. And now home straight. There we go. Alright, this is looking awesome. You're going to have to give this a go, ladies. I think you really are. Right, so let me grab my page here again. And that's what we have now. We've stitched around there. I repaired that to the top. This is now sealed, so nothing can fall out. I've edged the rest of it, so we have our edging on as well. So that's going to look really cute. So all that all that's left to do is to, I stenciled a little bit on the corner, so you can do whatever you like. I'll just show you that quickly with this one. So I've just put a bit of a stencil on the top here, and then of course I've stuck that one in. Now I actually prefer it I don't know what you think, but I quite prefer it with the seed beads in. It's a bit of a, and the stitching with the around the edges. So if you have a look at that one, like that, so if you do it over the page and you can see, and that would be on that side. So I quite like that actually. I like it very much. So there we go. So that's the one thing that we can do with some acetate. And then, as I said, all that is left to do is to glue along there and along there. So glue along the L. This one would be those two sides, because I'd put it over here. But obviously with that one, I've done it over there. And I can't see the glue at all, so it dries clear. Make sure you use a glue. This is what I've used, but of course use one that's also going to dry clear there. All right, so then I just have taken 2 envelopes that I've made. This one's out of wallpaper and this one's just out of scrapbook paper. And then that's the ephemera that I would be putting in there, and I think that just looks very pretty indeed. Yeah, you like that? So there we go. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. We've saved some plastic from the landfill, so that's always a good thing. Right, so that's the end of the tutorial. I hope that was all right and you've enjoyed or even joined in with me doing this. It'll be amazing if you have. Give it a try. Let's work on all this packaging and recycling, or my new word is repurposing, so that we can save all of this stuff from the landfill. It makes a big difference to the environment, and if all of us are working towards that, well, then the world can start to become, you know, a better place as far as dumping and recycling is concerned. It all adds up, doesn't it? Right, everybody, thank you again. That was our tutorial for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I thoroughly have enjoyed speaking to you again. As I said, please leave a time of what suits you best to see my videos, and then say which country you are from, so that or just say like Eastern Standard Time or GMT or whatever it is, so I know which time to work on. And then that will be wonderful. And of course, if you want to have a look and see how I make envelopes from paper or wallpaper or old book pages, then let me know and I can do a tutorial on that for you as well. Thank you as always for joining me today. I will be seeing you very soon, and thanks for your support. Thank you, ladies. See you very soon. Bye.